Hello and welcome to another Kyle Connor vlog, and this pretty much kicks off, there goes Mark in his P100D. This pretty much kicks off the start of, I think, what we're going to call the new Out of Spec Hub is the idea. If you got a better name, let us know. But welcome to the new Out of Spec Hub. A few weeks ago, I did a video where we toured some storage locations, warehouses. You know, we're running out of space. We want an indoor filming location. There's snow, there's crap outside. Our existing office is just office space. I want to have cars involved with what we're doing every day. So a few weeks ago, I toured some storage locations, some warehouses that were being built, and we've ended up settling on what we have called option one. Option one is now turned into the Out of Spec Hub. I have not signed the lease. Everything, I want to be fully transparent with this entire process with you guys, because I'm hoping if we're doing something wrong, one of you will catch it and let us know. And I want your advice and your input, because we get to build this entire place from scratch, literally from dirt in the ground. We get to choose the flooring, the walls, the heat and AC units, the power plugs. We're building this to fit our needs. We're speccing our own garage door. It's crazy. And so I haven't signed for the place yet, but we're just met with the contractor. We spent the last hour coming up with our plan, and I want to walk you through our plan for Out of Spec Hub 1. Before I do that, just take a look at the area that we're in. It's a very retail-oriented area right off of a main road here in Fort Collins, Colorado. We have a Big O tires, really convenient because they can work on things that I may not be capable of, doing oil leaks or whatever. It's just great general service mechanic shop. We already met the manager of this store. He's super excited, a viewer, so it just worked out really great. We have a good barbecue place right over here. I've already sampled it. We have Dutch Bros over here. I bought stock in Dutch Bros because I can't buy automaker stock, but I bought stock in Dutch Bros because I know it's just going to shoot up because I'll be there all the time. I got to find the equivalent to the strawberry drink. I don't know if I will. And we have Burger King, and the police station is right there. So pretty safe, pretty modern area. And so what we're going to do in this is Colton and I, he's behind the camera, he'll soon be in front of the camera. We're going to run through and take you on a tour, our plans for speccing this out, and then this channel will really serve as the entire build series for the Out of Spec Hub. I mean, none of this is cheap, but I think it's worth making the perfect space for us. What's cool is Colton can walk here from his house. I just timed the drive from my house 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the nose. I hit all the green lights and I had the Rivian, I was sending it, but less than 3 minutes to get here if I have to. And yeah, let's go take you on a tour of Out of Spec Hub. Starting here on the outside, we're gonna have unit 113 and 114, these two right here. Colton, you have a lot of experience building your own shop, which is why you're here helping with this. Subscribe to Out of Spec Detailing. But basically, my first issue is the parking right off the bat. We are not able to reserve these spaces as per HOA. So the front spaces will be pretty much wide open. I think we just block them. If we have enough cars, we could just block all of these. As soon as everyone leaves at the end of the day, we'll commandeer this place. We will be able to reserve this whole line of spaces, and we'll have signage saying Out of Spec only or something like that. We were thinking about putting a car charger here on the outside on a post 248 amp outlets. The problem is it's just really complicated doing outdoor construction with city permitting and things like this. It's still very much in the running. We're going to try and go for it. It's possible we won't have any outdoor charging on this side of the building. Yep. On the other side of the building, just a quick walk on the other side, there is a charge point regular charger. Yep. Level 2, 30 amp, nothing fancy. But inside, we're going crazy with the chargers. So I don't think we'll come back out here for the rest of the vlog, but I just want you to see our space comes all the way back here to the edge of the door. And this door is actually going to be removed and replaced with a really nice glass garage door, which, yeah, we'll show everyone at the end of the vlog, the glass garage door that we're going with. Super cool piece, but we're gonna have to cut into the sidewalk here, and we'll just have a nice oversized, super tall garage door that we can get the Sprinter in. And that means that window, I think the window in the garage might be real close. Yeah, I don't know how that works from permitting. Let's go inside so we can show everyone what's going on. Our contractor is here, and I don't think he fully understands YouTube or what that even means.
I would say
he's just like, what do? You film cars? You put window tint? I don't know. Yeah, this one's open. But he's really great. So here we go, coming in. So Colton, why don't you come through and take us on a quick tour of what we discussed, more or less. We got dirt.
Yeah, lots and lots of dirt, super high ceilings already, and we've definitely got a lot already kind of pre-done, so it's finishing everything out now.
It's really getting pretty insane. So just as a reference for our viewers, the garage door is going to go here. So that's the same door from the outside. We have to, I think by law, have a contractor bathroom. I want a bathroom anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a place. With that barbecue restaurant right over there, we need a bathroom.
Yeah, and coffee and everything.
And we were like, can you put extra insulated walls in the bathroom? But the bathroom's going to go here in this corner. It's basically going to go from this tape right there to the edge of that black line. Really small bathroom. Actually, not even a sink in the bathroom. The sink will be outside, which is, I think, convenient.
Yep.
That way we just have a place if we're working on cars to wash our hands. And I think we'll probably spec a metal sink of some kind, something nice with a little countertop just to put right out here. And that's sort of the plan. So let's start from this corner. What's going to happen as soon as we open up the garage door is going to be really your area to build out.
Yeah.
From scratch.
Yeah, really excited for that because I've kind of done a similar thing at my shop. So we're going to be putting in a trench drain here, which will actually tie in from over here and basically have a small central drain and run lengthwise here. So it'll come from the garage door. Basically, all the water is going to be able to flow into the middle there. So it's not going all around the rest of the unit here.
Yeah, and that's mostly because we're not putting any walls in this space. It's going to be totally open.
Yeah, open floor plan and everything. On this, we're going to do the OG spec Kranzla pressure washer system, the best of the absolute best. And yeah, so it's going to probably go here on this wall. And yeah, this is just going to be amazing.
Right, so we'll have the Kranzla, just like you have in your shop, super high-end pressure washer. But, I mean, we're going to be washing cars every day in here.
Yeah.
We need something that can last, something that's going to give us consistent pressure. We've also asked for a specific water tap, cold water only, to be run over to this wall to feed the pressure washer. We'll have a dedicated 20-amp electrical line because it pulls 16 amp, I believe.
Yeah, it will go up to 20, I believe, using foam cannons. So it pulls a lot of load through that. So.
Right, so we'll have a dedicated 20 amp NEMA 520 outlet just for the Kranzla.
Yep.
And we already met with the contractor, right? He's here, and we're like, you got to crimp everything. Like, we are the heaviest electrical load users. I'm like, I'm running heat, AC with the garage open, charging every car. That's just how it goes. We just consume electricity.
Yep.
And so we're going to have a secondary outlet over there for accessories, for a blow dryer or something other than the Kranzla.
Yeah, and this is going to be really nice, especially like right now. You've seen the roads and how filthy they are. When you're bringing cars in here, the nice thing is you pull them in, rinse them down quickly, and then can continue on and not have, dripping all that snow and salt and nastiness all over the nice floors. Right,
so the end floor is going to end up being a full concrete floor, but a polished concrete. And we're going to go with probably satin finish is what we're thinking. All of this is probably 8 weeks from being done. I think we'll be lucky if it's done in 8 weeks.
I would agree.
But let's just say that he said once we get all the approvals from the city and everything, it's a 4-week engineering and construction project. But we'll have a NEMA 1450 right here on this wall, so we can pull a car in. We'll probably also, honestly, after the fact, wire up just a level 2 charger. We have an extra Autel charger, same one you have in yours. We'll probably just throw that over there.
Yep.
Contractor bathroom over here. I think this is maybe where the Sprinter will get parked, I'm thinking, or just open space where the sink is. I don't really know yet. But then this is going to be storage in this back corner. And what I think ideally we're thinking about doing, and it's not going to happen at launch. We're talking months, years, I don't know how long, because it's already a big spend to move into this place. And we're going to take the next number of years to build it, but we want to future-proof it. Yep. And so you'll see these 3 big X marks on the back wall. Every X mark indicates a NEMA 1450 outlet that we're looking for. Right now we have a 400 amp service to the place, which sounds like a lot, but we use it up real quick. And so what we're actually thinking is we're gonna run all 3 NEMA 1450s on one line with a switcher. So we can choose outlet 1, 2, or 3. That way we don't need to go over our load calculation is kind of what we're thinking. And the idea for having 3 outlets back there is A, if we have cars parked there, we can charge them. But also B, if we run a big lift or 3 stacker lifts, then we have power to run each one sort of dedicated. We'll also have 120 volt outlets, just as in many places as possible. And we've asked for as many dedicated lines as possible. just so when we have one car charging or a Krensla or something, we're not tripping breakers. We'll probably have a couple more 120 volt outlets over here. The idea, probably at launch, is to put a 2-post lift in this area. And I'm not sure, we have to measure out the spacing and draw up all the plans. We're going to be sort of working with Obsessed Garage and their garage design process to make this happen. But we're going to do a NEMA 1450 in case we have a car on the lift we want to charge. And also if the lift needs that much power, I'm not totally sure what, we haven't selected any equipment or any sponsors or however that's going to work. But we also want a wall outlet. This we're thinking is actually going to become a photo studio or video studio for cars. So we're going to basically have, eventually, the idea is to put a softbox here, a white room, so that we can film a car inside when it's bad. Basically, the idea is pull it in, get it cleaned off, and then straight over here, film the car, shoot TikToks with it, shoot YouTube videos, walk-arounds, whatever we have to do. And then basically make this our filming studio. It could also double as a podcast studio. We could do really anything, but the idea is work, filming, YouTube stuff, all in that corner. You know, if we have a car that, you know, if I'm doing an update on the Range Rover, something happens, which she always breaks, you know, pull it down, pull it over here, and tell you why I was such an idiot for buying an old Range Rover. I don't know what we're going to do up front. I was thinking bar. I was thinking desks with some computers, workspace. Hard to say, but we have options. So we're going to do wall outlets under every single window. We're also, just in case we happen to pull a car over here, we're going to put a NEMA 1450 between these two windows on the front end. This, I think, is going to be generally the hangout spot. Couches, TV, you know, have people over. We got the Traeger going outside, whatever it is. This is what the hub is for. We want our viewers to come over. We want to have parties here. We want to make it a really fun gathering spot for EV owners, car enthusiasts in the area. And so we would have parking spaces outside, of course, probably on weekends when the rest of the businesses are closed. And then, you know, we could all hang out through here. We also know the Big O guys, and they were like, if you need to use our parking lot, like, no problem. So I don't think parking will be that big of an issue. There's a massive lot just over there as well.
Yeah, especially in the evenings. I mean, we came by here a couple days ago, I think it was, really, like, not a ton of space. As I got here today, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Parking will be an issue.
Parking will be an issue. And that's really it. The idea is that we're just going to move into an open box. It'll be heat, AC. Everything's going to be drywalled. Everything will have a matte white finish on the building. So each surface will be kind of finished out. And then, I don't know what else we do. Then we start filming in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like a pretty cool thing. Let's go outside. I'll show you that garage door. And I think our contractor's ready to leave.
He's ready to go.
So
I think we're locked out once we leave. So.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, let's end the internal portion here, but that's the idea. Wall outlets everywhere, power everywhere, flooring, polished concrete. The walls will be a non-textured matte semi-gloss white, which is exactly what I want.
But like the way to go. Yeah, it looks so good. That's what I have at my shop in certain areas, and we did the textured. I really wish I would have done the full thing. I just
hate textured surfaces. It's a weird thing, but like if I'm laying down at like a hotel and they have a popcorn ceiling, I'm like, I gotta go find another hotel. But then the lighting is the last thing I wanted to bring up. I have no idea what to do about lighting.
Yeah, so we had talked about kind of those hex grid lights that I have in my shop. It kind of depends on what Kyle's going to want to do. My kind of initial thought for the best lighting is to do some high bay LEDs. They're really low input or low output of power, and they're going to not be like super power hungry in general. But I think that'd be a really good solution, have them kind of everywhere. We need to get the color temperature right. So if you guys have suggestions on...
Yeah, they can't flicker on camera.
Exactly.
We got to have good color temperature. The nice thing is, at least now, there's no sound reverberation. But I think once the concrete goes in, I think once the walls go in, once we have a glass garage door, I think sound is going to become another issue as to how do we film in here without the echo. And I'm thinking we need to order some big sound panels for these walls, maybe some just foam insulation for the roof. We're going to have to get creative with how to reduce the echo in this room. And it's not cheap. Sound insulation and echo reduction and reverberation reduction, crazy expensive propositions. So if our viewers have a cheap way that doesn't look terrible on camera, that is code allowed, like it's not a fire hazard,
Right.
then cool with that. We're obviously going to put blankets down. We'll have couches in here. We'll have cars in here. But yeah, we're going to need some help there.
Yeah, and something that looks good, because we're doing essentially all white walls, as I think Kyle has said he wanted in here. So just be a nice blank white space, and then don't want to add a bunch of weird looking stuff on the walls either.
Right, yeah, and so that's really what we're trying to get it to right now, and that's the goal, which is meeting with contractors, talking with everyone, which is we just want a white, clean, nicely finished out box.
Yep, with all the electrical already done, because I know from doing my shop, I mean the electrical that we did in there was just insane, and I wanted it all done before so we didn't have to do anything after, and it's been pretty awesome, except for adding a few chargers here and there.
One thing I didn't know our building was coming with was AC.
Yeah, which is...
And he was like, oh yeah, we're putting the AC in. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. So, and then basically once that white box is done, that's when we come in and pay for it and we move in.
Yep.
But the nice thing is they're letting us design the white box. Yep. Let's go show everyone the garage door and the charger and everything. So I think he locked us, right? But we can hit this button and we're good to go. Should we prop it in case we need to go back in there?
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll see if that works.
Nope. Yep. Great. We also need to think about security.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of glass. There'll be a lot of cars. We got to put keys in lock boxes. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do about all of that stuff because I'm not the most secure person on the planet. I use the same password for everything.
Yeah. Well, definitely that was one thing that I had mentioned to you was having fully glass windows. It's nice for all the light coming in, but having people kind of looking into those is, I don't know. We'll kind of play with that.
Yeah, especially if we have like a spicy car on test or something like that.
Yeah.
What's kind of cool is the shop next to us is a parkour building. So they do like, I don't know, stuff like that. But the one thought is if they ever happen to go out of business or something, that's easy expansion down the line.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we take over this whole building and build like a car storage, go after Matt Farah's West Side Collector Car Storage, do the Colorado version.
Definitely.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I think we're fine in our space. But these are the garage doors. We basically just asked for this exact door, but frosted.
Yeah, I think that's going to look really nice. One thing we didn't touch on with the door is these doors inside, we were looking kind of inside, they go straight up so that you're not having it pull over and ruin the lights and have to worry about all of the fire suppression.
Right, and fitting the Sprinter in and just feeling claustrophobic.
Everything. Yeah.
These literally go straight up into the roof, which is perfect. They don't roll up into itself. I really like that. If we come over here, you'll see, actually what's funny is a year ago when this building was being built, it's a brand new install, obviously.
Yep.
I was thinking we should move into this space right here. So I've always been eyeing this building because it's right down the street from the house.
Well, it's a great spot for me.
Yeah.
As long as we still live there.
Right, as long as you live there, you can walk over.
Yeah.
And then we don't need to go all the way up, but there's a Mach-E charging on the charge point charger, and I believe free of charge.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, at least during business hours. I don't know. I need to look at the pricing on that exact unit, but I think it's free. And so that, to me, is like less of a need to deal with the city to install the charger in our parking spaces on the outside, especially because we'll have so many charging opportunities inside.
Yeah.
And the idea for me is, we don't need high power DC fast charging here. We actually probably won't ever be able to install the DC charger here. That's probably going to go over at the old office, which we're still keeping a smaller space at. We moved out of our big office last night. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah, of course.
We had, 2 hours to spare? We got the last thing out?
Yeah, I think we drove out with an hour 59 to spare.
Yep, hour 59 to spare before our cards were deactivated on that space. But that worked out really well. And it just seems like a pretty nice place. I mean, it's not like a huge traffic road, but it's definitely like people are around, which honestly makes it feel a bit safer, I think.
I would agree. And the police station.
And the police station's right next door. But that also means maybe we need to keep the cars registered.
Yeah, maybe.
And there you go, the Out of Spec Hub. So basically we'll have that half of the building. I think it's more like 40% of the width of the building.
Yeah. It's a good space, though. It's a lot of space. What did you say square footage-wise was in here?
It's over 3,000.
Nice.
I don't remember the exact number, but it's just over 3, like 3,500 maybe?
Okay.
Something like that. Let's just do one last sweep inside. I think we kind of covered it all. I just think with everything being white, we probably don't need that much lighting.
No, and I'm surprised actually how much light comes in from this side, because we're facing east here and north this way. So,
Yep.
yeah, quite a bit of light coming in.
Not bad. Maybe we can convince them to put some solar on the roof.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool one day. But again, this is a 4-year project for us. And then we will have the option to buy it at the end of 4 years.
Nice.
So we'll have the first right. Basically, that's why they're kind of letting us build this out. She wants to have it rented, the landlord now. I kind of don't want to buy a place right now. So it's perfect that we're able to rent it, spec it. When does that ever happen? That you rent a place and you get to build it as our own. Right. So this is just going to be a rental. And then a lease, a monthly lease, 4-year lease. I think the square foot goes up $1 per year. So it increases in price for the 4 years, but it's pretty reasonable considering it's a retail space. It's expensive, no question, but it's not as expensive as it could have been.
But it's a great location.
That's the thing. It's just like it's right on the way out of town for me. So if we want to pick up a car, I don't have to go out of the way. Yep. I drive by here anyway. So it just works out really well. I'm very pleased. You know, I like that everything's just going to be smooth white texture. We're able to have a blank space to move into. I have no idea what we're going to put in here and what we're going to do and what this all entails.
That's the fun thing.
That's the fun thing. Then we'll have to get into tools.
Oh yeah.
I was just on the Sonic Tools website. That gets very expensive way too quickly. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, that's only half the stuff you need. So, okay. Well, there you go. The Out of Spec Hub. Not 100%. I think in full transparency, we haven't signed the lease. There could be something that is in there that just doesn't work out. But everyone's intention, we've already agreed to the numbers. We're just on the nitty gritty of who pays for what when we're doing this installation. They're paying for a lot of the base stuff. We're coming in and paying for some of the upgrades. Not uncommon, I would say. And it works out really well for us, so we don't have to go up and tear out whatever they were going to do anyway. Right. So thanks for watching another Kyle Connor vlog. There you go. We'll be filming this entire process, everything that happens in sort of collaboration with Obsessed Garage to spec out the inside. Once we get the box, they're going to help us, you know, maybe on a 2-year plan to build out everything. And then, you know, especially because it's a lease, everything that goes in here has to come out. Like, for example, we could pay to put in a mezzanine, but we can't take it with us. And I'm not here to put a ton of money into someone else's property, you know? So that's the idea, at least. Maybe if we end up buying it at the end, then we can build it out how we want it. But thanks for watching. See you in another one soon. Bye-bye.